Hello everyone, my name is Lowen Zhang, and I saw The Balcony at Binghamton University under the direction of Joe Zayas. I stayed for the entire performance, including the intermission, and I completed this response completely on my own without using anyone else's words or ideas. If I had to describe my reaction to the show in 3 words, they would be provocative, surreal, and unsettling. I choose provocative because the play constantly challenges the audience to think about illusion versus reality and the power of performance in society. I think surreal fits because how dreamlike and symbolic the show felt, and it was filled with exaggerate characters and shifting identities. Unsettling captures how the production made me feel there was always a sense of tension and discomfort that forced me to reflect on power, corruption, and human desire. The playwright of The Balcony is Jean Genet, as a French writer known for his controversial and symbolic plays. I would categorize The Balcony as a tragedy because even though it had moments of absurd humor, the overall tone dealt with the downfall of characters trapped in illusions and lies. The play explores how people use roles and fantasies to escape reality, but in doing so, they lose their true selves, and I identify Carmen, played by Jamie Guo, as a protagonist, and she's in the brothel that serves as the center of the story. Through her, we see the tension between illusion and control. Her super objective seems to be maintaining order in collapsing world and trying to keep the fantasies going even as the real world outside Brussels falls apart, and the climax came when the illusions finally collided with reality, and the characters had to face what they had become, that symbols, not people. And one actor whose work I really appreciated was Jamie Guo, who plays Carmen, and she had a strong presence on stage and used both her voice and body with confidence throughout the show. She embodied Carmen's authority, that sharp control, but also slightly desperate. In one scene near the middle, when she tried to calm the child around her, her voice stayed low and commanding, even as everyone else was frantic, and that contrast made her seem like the last person holding the world together. Later, near the end, when her composure finally cracked, she showed real vulnerability, and her posture collapsed, and her voice trembled. That moment made the character feel painfully human, and I thought it was a powerful performance. And in terms of the design, I would like to discuss the lighting design created by Andrew D.G. Hunt. This is because it was dramatic and expressive, with deep reds, purples, orange, bright light, and contrast the real world and the fantasy world within the Brazil. The lightning would change abruptly at times. One lightning moment that stood out to me was at the beginning of the film, when the entire stage was filled with red light. Everything was intimidating, but at the same time dangerous. The light reflecting of shiny costumes and creating a sense of beauty and corruption, and at the peak of the climax. So overall, the production by director Joe Zayas sensationally imaged it. His movement, visual narrative made people feel alive and constantly changing. I find that the production relied on the proscenium stage that enabled a significant visual disjunction between the audience and the participants. I observed that the ensemble cast was coordinated, even after perfectly fitting the role, and the casting was deserved based on race and gender to give an impressive perspective and emotional impact to the performance. I saw the collaboration between the director, actors, and designers worked beautifully. Joe Zara's version was clear that the mix of the movement, abstract staging, and emotional intensity made the show feel like one coherent world. From the costumes to the lighting served that same theme of illusion power. I believe the artists want audience to think about how society depends on rules, performance, and masks to maintain order, that how fragile that order really is.